So right now we're seeing a ton of advertising in New York Times Square regarding the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's everywhere. Nintendo's spending a ton of money to promote this thing. It's a huge deal. It's going to be like this huge wild success, and it's time we really start talking about it. Like, at what point is a Nintendo product going to be the highest grossing movie ever? Okay, at what point is it going to happen? Because, like, the Nintendo movies are 100% going to surpass Marvel, and they're going to be way bigger than they ever were. In spite of, like, the soy jacking from millennials, Marvel is on the decline and it's never going to come back. Nintendo absolutely has the capacity to surpass Marvel. They have better characters, they have better worlds, they have more creativity, they have more versatility, and they can go on endlessly. They're not relegated to, like, just simply adapting decades old comic storylines the way that Marvel was. The Nintendo movies are killing it right now, and it's only a matter of time until the Mario movie surpasses Avengers and Avatar as, like, the biggest film events ever. The Super Mario Bros. Movie already was like the 15th or 16th highest grossing movie of all time at one point, and I think it's very easy to say that, like, the Galaxy movie is going to be better than that. So, how much better? Is it going to be like 5 entries higher? 10? Could it top Avatar? Like, I don't think that's going to happen with Galaxy, but I do think, like, as the ball gets rolling and people start realizing how good these movies actually are, that we're going to see them just blow up and just become, like, insanely huge. Like, at the very least, I think, like, top 10 is highest grossing movies ever is perfectly viable for Super Mario Galaxy, considering the pedigree and, like, the series and, like, how beloved Galaxy is in general. Like, this is going to be a huge deal, I think. Again, I'll be happy if it just does better than the original, but, like, what we're going to see here over the next, like, 10, 20 years is that these Nintendo movies are going to come out and they're going to do better and better and better than, like, their immediate competition. Okay, I expect the Legend of Zelda movie to be better than Lord of the Rings. Okay, I've been, like, very adamant about that for a long time. And when that happens, Zelda is going to be seen as, like, the all-time great fantasy movie. Okay, Lord of the Rings is not a good fantasy movie. Okay, let's make that very, very clear. It's not a good adaptation of the book. It's lazy. It's woke. It led to, like, the rise of products like Rings of Power and just, like, it even influenced, I think, the Game of Thrones audience. It's why that became such a big cultural phenomenon. Like, Lord of the Rings was complete slop, and Zelda, I think, will be a more pure, archetypal European fantasy story that, like, Hollywood just doesn't want to make. Okay, like, this is one of those things that, like, people don't realize just how deep the cultural rot goes. But, like, Zelda is just so far beyond any other fantasy movie ever made that it's really not even funny. It's so far beyond that, and it's very possible that this specific game, this specific movie, is going to, like, make Zelda one of the biggest names in the world, and hopefully, someday surpasses Avatar. Now, obviously, I don't think that's going to happen right away. I think it's going to take a while to build up the brand and start doing, like, sequels and start, like, retooling things, start slowly building up an audience. But, like, because we've seen this happen with the Mario Bros. Movie, where the movie did really, really well, and yet the giant cope in the community is this idea that, like, secretly it failed, that secretly it wasn't very good, that it had bad pacing, like, when in actuality it's other movies where nothing ever happens. The Mario Galaxy movie did such a great job showcasing, like, masculinity, femininity. It was so much more like a straightforward, like, adventure movie than anything else we've seen out of, like, the rest of the industry, which are always, like, just really straightforward woke comedies. Like, just look at Shrek for a very good example of that. Where it's just kind of like kind of spiteful towards European culture. Mario, I think, is it's so much more, like, appealing worldwide. Like, it's very, very good at appealing to all kinds of different demographics and doing such a great job of being a fun adventure series with no political aspects at all. I find it very difficult to believe that it isn't going to be this beloved film. Like the only question at this stage now is like, how big is it gonna be? Like, what is it gonna take to surpass Avengers? Like, again, it's very possible that this specific movie might actually be bigger than every Disney animated feature ever made. It's very possible that we may actually see like this specific movie like supplant like Disney as like the animation giant. Because this isn't going to be the highest grossing movie of all time, but like I do think there's a very real possibility that like it is going to do quite a bit better than Toy Story 5, which is Disney's like all-time biggest brand. Okay, like it's gonna do better than Toy Story 5. It's gonna do better than Hoppers for sure. It's gonna do better than like whatever else they have coming out this year. And once that happens, once the stage is set, like we're gonna go full on Disney versus Nintendo like warfare. We're gonna be showing up at Disneyland wearing Mario hats, and like the man children there are just gonna be like, you're not welcome here on our turf. And then we're gonna have like a gang war. Like it's gonna happen, okay? Like the Disney versus Nintendo thing is on. Like full stop. Like Nintendo beat PlayStation, they beat Xbox. Like Steam never even fought. They stayed at home playing D&D in the basement with the other virgin incels. Nintendo versus Disney is the next big thing. Like Nintendo's won the console war, and now they're in like the multimedia like culture war. They're going up against like the major entertainment giants now, and it seems like they're in a position where they're going to win. And I think a lot of Americans have this idea that Disney can't fall, and that they're not going to be allowed to collapse and become irrelevant, but I think people are really overestimating Disney's reach. Like if you see like what people care about from Disney today, it's always just older stuff like from the 90s or earlier. Like modern Disney doesn't have any real cultural appeal. Like we're at the point now where I don't even know the names of like the major characters of the past decade. Okay, like it's bad. Like Disney has just like been in free fall for a long time, and they're at the point now where Nintendo, a relatively younger upstart company, well, younger in the sense where they haven't been on the globe stage as long, like a relatively smaller company is coming up and is about to dethrone them, and like not dethrone them like it's not even going to be a contest is the way it's looking now. Like what we're dealing with is a brand that's universally higher quality in every single way, going up against like a decaying industry giant. Disney needs to go down. That is my mindset regarding these films.